Ladies and gentlemen, we continue the action, 6 rounds in the light middleweight division. Introducing to you firstly, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the red trunks and weighing in at 11 stone, 1 pound 3 ounces, taking part in his 29th professional contest. He's from Brixton, South London. Would you please welcome Delroy Mellis. And across the ring, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing the black trunks trimmed with silver and weighing in at 11 stone, 1 pound 15 ounces, 15 fight record, 14 wins, 10 inside the scheduled distance, and only 1 defeat. He's from Salford. Please welcome Jamie Moore. Time for the bell is Gary Brennan, referee in charge of the action from Birkenhead is Mr. Chris Kelly. This is 6 3-minute rounds.
All right, boxers, you both know the rules, okay? Listen to me at all times, okay? One shake break, step back. Best of luck, shake hands. Thank you.
Second round, round 1.
The exciting and fairly talented southpaw Jamie Moore continues his revival after that one solitary defeat in Manchester when Scott Dixon dented his record, but he's put that behind him, stopped his last 2, and now has an interesting test with Brixton's slow but fit and sturdy banger Delroy Mellis, who's caused 1 or 2 upsets before. He can really punch, but could possibly be on the slide and there for the taking, and that's accurate work from Moore.
Well, this will certainly be a test of Moore's concentration, because you don't want to blink with this guy. This guy can definitely punch. He is a little bit slow, a little bit straightforward, a little bit crude at times, but if he lands that right hand, you're in trouble.
He's got plenty of heart too, normally, Mellis. He went the full 8 rounds with Michael Jones recently, the Commonwealth champion from the city of Liverpool here. And from about half an hour away, Salford's Jamie Moore in his 16th fight. Just taking his time and looking to explode when he feels it's safe. A lot of people talking about Moore as the sleeping giant in the light middleweight division. Pretty accurate and always good to watch, isn't he?
Yeah, an exciting style, and I think he's lost to Scott Dixon. I think it was down to inexperience. I think he thought he had the job done against Dixon. He had Dixon all over the place, but he underestimated how tough Dixon was. I think he punched himself out, had nothing left, and Dixon turned that around. That's the kind of fight you must learn from, and I'm sure that Jamie Moore has done that, and he's showing much more sense here, just picking away. He probably just want to get a couple of rounds in the bank without getting too involved, because this could end up quite a tough battle if it goes a few rounds.
Yes, Mellis has only won 9 of his 28, but they've all been inside the distance. So he must keep his guard up, Jamie Moore. He can't go to sleep like he did with Dixon. You almost had the boxer from the Peacock Gym down and out, but some overconfidence led to a disastrous night for him.
But this is sensible boxing. He's maybe going to have to step in a little bit closer. Maybe just been a little bit over cagey, but quite sensible in the first round against this fellow.
He's done his homework, Jamie Moore, no question about that. Trained now by Oliver Harrison. Still managed by Steve Foster, who's ringside here, along with one of Jamie's best friends, Ricky Hatton. There's 14 out of 15. He's won 10 inside the distance, and he's only 23, so there's plenty of time.
Yeah, but that was a sensible first round. Nothing spectacular, but we didn't want anything spectacular. Just careful. Find what punches are going to work here. Use the southpaw jab well. Just confused Mellis once or twice. Just kept himself out of range. A nice, steady first round. Just exactly what the doctor ordered, I think. Mellis couldn't really solve out the southpaw jab in the first round. So he's going to come up with something. He's going to have to come up with something a little bit better.
There is Ricky, who fights on September the 28th against Stephen Smith, one of his best friends in the world, Jamie Moore, in the black trunks, up against Brixton's Delroy Mellis, originally from Jamaica, who's been an interesting character on the circuit since he turned professional at 27, quite late. He's now 31, Moore 8 years younger, fresher, and the better boxer. Steady pressure now. Trying to get in and out quickly more and avoid those big looking blows of the very muscular Mellis, who is crude, but if one of those hits you on the chin, you know about it.
Yeah, but he's going to be at his most dangerous in the first minute of every round, so it's not bad tactics for Moore just to tighten up a little bit, keep it at long range, at least for the first minute, till a bit of the steam goes out of Mellis's work, then get to work, then see if you can maybe back him up, step in with the punches. Just nice and steady for the first minute, then go to work the last two.
Technical performance so far.
Good right hand
from Jamie Moore, and a bit more power going for the gloves now. It was a good left hook to the body, which will slow Mellis down even more. And he'll be looking to overpower Mellis and make another statement. He stopped Harry Butler down in Dagenham after the Dixon defeat, and then recently Andrzej Butovic of Poland in 5 at the Wythenshawe Forum in Manchester. It's a division packed full of talent, of course, the light middleweights, but many of them are starting to lose. They've been shaken, and it's wide open again.
Well, I think Moore has seen pretty much what Mellis has here. He knows he's crude, he knows he's strong and dangerous, but no reason he can't keep him on the end of these long, powerful shots.
Beautiful jab and an uppercut too going in from Jamie Moore, who's boxing very proficiently now. Gain just has to be careful. Little nick under his right eye. Mellis is a handful when he gets close. Clumsy, yes, and possible use of the head, but he can be pretty dangerous.
Mellis is reaching with his punches, which is suiting Moore, but Mellis really should be thinking about getting his feet a little bit closer to Moore before he lets the punches go. Maybe a high guard. He's not slipping the punches successfully, so you have to block them. He should be blocking the punches, walking in, just trying to get a little bit closer to Moore. And it's up to Moore to make sure that doesn't happen.
Counter-punching beautifully, Jamie Moore. And Mellis puts one in after the bell, which fortunately Moore was aware of the situation and dealt with it. That was a good round.
Another good round for Moore. Thoughtful boxing, getting a little bit closer, putting a bit more snap into the punches, which is certainly advisable. Couple of signs of danger from Mellis, but the longer the round goes and the better Moore is looking, and that augurs well for the the remainder of the fight. Everything under control at the moment, but still can't take anything for granted.
Have a look at the headshots. Over 5 times more for Moore than Mellis.
10 seconds corners.
He's far superior, really, Jamie Moore. He just can't afford to slip. Here's a third round in the 11-stone light middleweight division. Just a bit of Vaseline on the forehead of Brixton's Delroy Mellis, the former Southern Area light middleweight champion. He had a good run in 2000 and 2001, stopping the likes of Alan Gilbert and Alan Gray as well. But he's on a run of 5 defeats now, and he needs to get through and land a big shot on Moore to have any chance tonight.
Nice variety of punches from Moore. Right hook over the jab.
Of course, there is another southpaw in this division. Talented Steve Roberts, who was beaten for the first time last time out. A very different boxer to Jamie Moore. And Mellis just walking in and walking onto shots. And that will suit Jamie Moore.
Well, Mellis has to walk in, but he should be doing it with a little bit more thought. He should be getting the hands up, blocking the shots. You can't walk in with your chin hanging out. He has to walk up close before he lets the punches go. Reaching with shots, he's never going to catch Moore, but he has to tighten that defence up as he moves in.
Yes, there's not a lot of head movement from Delroy Mellis. It's more like a bodybuilder than a boxer. He has had success, and at one point in his career, he did take the former Olympic silver medalist George Scott the distance, giving him a rough and tumble time. But Jamie Moore is dealing a pretty painful lesson here to Delroy Mellis, and it's the art of boxing.
Yeah, that was a good burst of punches, and again, sensible stuff from Moore. Landing the shots and then just backing off again. He knows he will have plenty of chances to get the shots home, not in any hurry, and this fella doesn't go over easily.
Andres Butovic, a good one last time. This, an improving test for Moore, who looks to have put that Scott Dixon defeat right behind him. Look the way he throws that right hook and gets off the rope so quickly.
I think Mellis is beginning to tire a little bit with all the missing he's been doing. He's been winding up shots, putting full power into shots that are missing. He's now starting to blow a bit, and he's really being caught now with his chin in the air, and that is a sign of tiredness.
Intelligent boxing by Jamie Moore, the southpaw jab and the straight left, uppercuts occasionally going in, and plenty of movement with the feet. Quality jabs once more from Moore, who's not getting overexcited as maybe he tended to do earlier in his career. And again, Mellis puts one in just a shade after the bell. The old trick. Just been told to relax by Ralph Samuels in the corner. He's just not really in Moore's league in terms of boxing ability, is he?
No, that's the thing. He has to rely on strength and power. The only chance he has is to one of these overhand rights to connect. But he would have to get his feet up a little bit closer, and he would have to have his defences tighter, because he's been caught cleanly on the head as he moves forward, and that's taken the sting out of his own work. He's really, as you say, out of his depth a little bit.
He's looking very, very despondent in his corner, Delroy Mellis.
See, I think he's tired as well, Adam, and that's when you start running out of steam in there, it's a lonely place to be. Nothing's going right for him, and he's beginning to feel the power of the shots coming his way.
Oh, look at that. Hasn't landed a jab yet, Delroy Mellis. And the southpaw skills of Moore winning the battle. Here's round number 4. Remember, it's the black and silver trunks of Salford's 23-year-old Jamie Moore, and the all-red of Delroy Mellis, who's getting nasty and lands one on the referee. Well, Chris Kelly calling a timeout, and He's so eager just to land one, isn't he? I mean, you've got to feel sorry for him in a way.
Yeah, you can understand his frustration, but still, there's no excuse for that. But we have to abide by the rules and box within those rules. But you can see the reason for his frustration and annoyance. He really is coming off second in every department here.
And out of the ring tumbles Jamie Moore, just slips through the ropes. Just a push. And Chris Kelly tidies it up, having shown a pretty good chin himself. Just ponderous Mellis. Has no answer to the variety and the guile of Moore. Just peppers out the jab, over comes the left hook. Now where can Jamie Moore go? Well, that's a right hand from Mellis, which does shake Moore. That was the danger. And the right eye, there's a cut. And Mellis really going for it. He's hurt Jamie Moore here. Oh, and he's got him to the body as well. This is another mini crisis in the career of Jamie Moore.
Well, he's doing the right thing, Adam. He's not getting involved. He knows he can't afford to get involved, but that's 3 solid punches he's taken in that little burst.
He keeps walking into that big right hand of Mellis. Damage under the eye. And look at the confidence now as the Brixton fighter piles forward. Well, is there a question mark over the Moore chin? He was a welterweight beforehand. We know Mellis is a big puncher.
I think he took the punch well, Adam. I don't think we can. I mean, we're all human. We can always be shaking up the punches, but his eyes didn't go. He didn't lose his composure. I think he's coped with it well. I think it's as much shock as anything else. He was so much in control, and suddenly he had a crisis to deal with. And I think he's dealt with it fairly well.
Still Mellis powers forward. And that's better from Moore. He covered up and did that very, very well. Chris Kelly doesn't call a knockdown, slipping through the ropes, but he's in trouble now, Mellis himself, and this is a good turnaround from Moore. He's dealt with the crisis.
Well, this is all you ask for a young fighter when he has some problems. Deal with the problems and then finish the round on top. Excellent work, an excellent round, but excellent work from both men in that round.
And that is exactly what his friend at ringside, Ricky Hatton, had to do when he fought Eamon McGee. Dealt with the situation.
You hear me? You just get your breath back.
Oliver Harrison just keeping calm in the corner. Benny King working on the eye, and that was the right hand that shook him up.
Yeah, and I think he coped with it well, and he followed it up again with another right hand. And what you would ask a young fighter to do in that situation is just get back on the bike, either grab hold of the opponent or get out of punching range. Moore chose to get out of punching range, but the way he finished the round, I thought was admirable. This is when it got a little bit nasty. The referee took that one quite well, yep.
Chris Kelly from Birkenhead.
Stay back, Jay. Come on, let's go.
Here's a 5th round. Delroy Mellis slow off his stool, having eventually or finally got some success in the last round. Can he build on that? Is he good enough? Is he still fresh enough at 31? Or will Jamie Moore go back to his boxing and finish the argument? Mellis walked straight onto that, and the skill and higher degree of ability from Moore again proves the difference.
See, I think what happened in the previous round will add to Moore's performance here. If it was all one-way traffic, then we would forget about this fight. But we've seen once again that Moore's prepared to come back. When the going gets rough, he'll stand there and come back from taking solid shots.
The likes of Steve Roberts and Takaloo, Richard Williams, Wayne Alexander. Big, big division. Can Jamie Moore play a central role? Got to win this one first, and he's against this. Really, oh, he went in with the head there, Delroy Mellis. That's a disgrace. What's Chris Kelly going to do here? Well, that was absolutely diabolical.
headbutt. Headbutt. Shut up, right? Do it again, you're out. Do you understand me?
Do it again and you're out. Well,
Box off.
a point off, but should he have been thrown out for that there and then?
Well, it's the first blatant foul. We've seen a couple of little shows of bad temper. It's the first blatant foul, but it was a beauty. If that had caused an injury, then the referee would have to disqualify them. He's given him a point off in the last warning, and I think maybe that's harsh enough.
There's the right hook again from Mellis. Moore's got to watch that. He's covering up again. 1 or 2 going into the body, and he really is fit, this man from Brixton, and he's given Jamie Moore such a torrid ride here. Moore is still standing.
Yep, and he's taken another full-blooded shot. That was to the forehead, which can shake up a lot of fighters. I think this fight will actually give the kid some confidence, because this is a little bit of a war. Just every now and again he finds himself in a war here, and for the future that won't do him an awful lot of harm. It's only a 6-rounder. Won't take anything out of him, but give him a little bit more confidence.
Big cut by the left eye of Delroy Mellis, and the right hook of Moore goes into that. That looks nasty. His eyes closing, and Mellis is taking 1 or 2 more now. Again, very close with the heads. And Chris Kelly says, watch it again. So much determination for a man who really just came here to give Moore a test. And he's now slowing right down, and Moore looking for the finish. But back he comes again. What's he made of?
Well, we knew before the first bell how tough he was. I thought he was beginning to show signs of tiredness in the middle rounds, but he's grit his teeth, as he always does, and kept himself right in there.
Delroy Mellis has lost his last 5 fights, but he's going out as though this is a British title. He really, really wants to stay with him, Mellis.
Keep the wrestling here, Terry. I'm gonna need. Listen, go light combination. Don't swing. Light combination. Then you can go for that big up underneath.
Can he hear any of that?
Yeah, the trouble is having the technique to carry it out, but that really was a cynical headbutt. I think the referee handled it well. I think a point away and a final warning was fair enough, because he's not really been guilty as fouls as blatant as that, but that was a beauty. That was bang out of order. But I mean, this is what's making the fight so exciting, and this is what's making it a real performance for Jamie Moore. This is the fight he will remember.
Final round of a cracking little battle between Salford's Jamie Moore, the southpaw stylist, and Delroy Mellis from Brixton. See how Jim's got it. Well, Moore in a big lead. Has to just be careful of the wild right hand, but if he can tuck up for 3 more minutes, he would have learnt a lot here. Yeah,
this is a good night's work for Moore, and my scoring doesn't reflect the effort that Mellis has put in. He had a couple of good bursts in the middle of rounds, but I don't think he's ever sustained the work enough to win any of the rounds. But as sometimes happens, scoring in boxing doesn't really reflect what both guys have put into it, and here he's doing it again now.
Still Mellis throws, still he walks into beautifully timed shots, but he can't take much more of this. Down Mellis goes. He's absolutely shattered. Surely Chris Kelly's going to wave this off. That would be the right thing to do. He's not going to make the count. And Jamie Moore survives 1 or 2 rocky moments to carve out another stoppage win. That's the 11th for him in his 15 victories. And this is a light middleweight who may be going places. Poor old Delroy Mellis. What effort, how much he wanted to win. It was just the class divide that separated them in the end.
Well, Moore was always much more talented than Mellis. Always winning clearly, but it turned into a war, and I think any doubts we had about Moore, any doubts we had in the past, have finally been wiped out, because he had to cope with solid punches coming his way, he had to cope with pressure, a real strong, tough guy in front of him for the best part of 6 rounds. He coped with everything well, all the problems, as you can see here, always coming back with shots, covering up, catching punches, and the finishing punches took everything away from Mellis. He could have carried on, but you cannot fault him. He'd given everything he had, he had nothing left. Quite right to get yourself out of there.
Tell you something about this Jamie Moore. He must be one of the most intelligent boxers in the light middleweight division.
Well, he did everything right there, and what I like about him too, it was a thoughtful performance, a smart performance, but there's excitement at the same time. We can thank Mellis for a lot of that, but that was an exciting performance as well as sound, good, steady boxing.
Delroy Mellis shattered, but okay. Jamie Moore, one of his best wins.
Ladies and gentlemen, timekeeper Gary Grennan has recorded a time of 1 minute and 5 seconds of the 6th round. Your winner by way of countout from Salford, Jamie Moore. And please show your appreciation for a very game boxer as always. From Brixton, Delroy Mellis. Ladies and gentlemen, before we continue the boxing, we have a silver Vauxhall Vectra which is blocking one of the emergency vehicles.
For all boxing info, news and latest interviews, amateur and pro, across the north, click and subscribe. VIP Boxing Promotions. Also Twitter, Instagram and Facebook.